Why would a mountain become sacred? After all, it's just a mound of earth. If it's a small mound, we call it a grave. It's a large mound, we call it a mountain. Why would a mountain become sacred? Is it just because it is hard on our knees that we are overwhelmed by a mountain? Is it because of the difficulty of getting there to the top, which makes it very large in human consciousness? In a way, that's true. If you could simply run up the mountain without any effort, you wouldn't have thought much of the mountains, because it extracts life to get to the top. People begin to think mountains are great. But I'm calling this mountain sacred, not because it's hard to climb. I am not of that kind who makes everything that is hard in life sacred. I am not that kind. For me, eating a banana is very sacred. Do you have difficulty? Do you have difficulty eating a banana? It's very sacred. If you remain hungry for 3 days and then eat a banana, you would know how sacred it is. To perceive anything, to know the significance of even something as simple as eating a banana, you need preparation, 3 days of fasting. So to perceive the sanctity of these mountains also you need preparation, otherwise you wouldn't understand. But why would a mountain become sacred? Just a mound of earth. If you know a few geological facts, you know how it all happened. Long time ago, but you know how it happened. For me, this is very sacred because my Guru walked upon it. He even chose to shed his physical self upon it. And when he wanted to say something to me, he did not sit down like this and talk to me. He could have told me. But everything that he wanted to tell me, he put it upon the peak of this mountain. So it's very sacred. Right from my infancy, he drove me from within these mountains. For him, these mountains became sacred. And for many in this tradition of this clan, these mountains become sacred. Because long time ago, there was a young maid in South India, southernmost tip of India, the southernmost point of the Indian subcontinent or the peninsula. She aspired to hold Shiva's hand, not his feet. She's a proud woman, not his feet. She wanted to hold his hand as a wife. She said, if at all, if I marry, it's only him. If you have big desires, you also have to make yourself capable. Otherwise, desires can be very frustrating. So she started working towards making herself capable, to be suitable, to draw that. And her devotion crossed all boundaries. Her austerities crossed all levels of sanity. And she remained absolutely focused upon him, not desiring him in the evenings when she has nothing to do. Every moment, just on it. So it stirred up Shiva's compassion and love. So he started making his journey to South India. But all the other gods conspired. They did not want him to have a South Indian wife. They played many tricks to stop him. And she set up this deadline. If I'm not married to him by sunrise on this day, I'm going to leave my body. She had become an accomplished yogin by then, that she could leave her body if she wished. And Shiva came to know of this and was hurrying down. Then the other gods thought, if he gets married here, he may not go back up there, he may start living in South India. So they conspired to create a false sense of sunlight. Light came up. Shiva thought, oh, sun came up and I could not meet the deadline. He was close. And he thought, it's over, and he turned back. So she left her body standing. Even today she stands there as Kanyakumari. There is a shrine at the very tip of this country, at the very tip of this landmass, where it is known as Kanyakumari, or it is the maiden's shrine. So he turned back and he felt very disappointed with himself that he could not meet up to her devotion. So little despondent, frustrated with himself that he didn't make it in time. He started walking back and he needed a place to sit and work out his despondency. So he climbed up this mountain. And at the peak of this mountain he sat. We don't know how long, but because Wherever Shiva stepped and spent a little bit of time, people called that place as Kailash. So they call this the Kailash of the south. In its height, in its color, probably in its magnitude, it may not be comparable to the Kailash in the Himalayas. But in its potency and in its beauty and in its sacredness, it is not any less. When you try to possess, you'll become a devil. Possess something absolutely and see it'll bring unbearable pain to you. When it brings that kind of pain, it'll cure you. When this piece of life is alive to its core, then you find everything is fine.
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. How can one overcome possessiveness in a relationship?
Don't try to overcome possessiveness. Just possess something absolutely and see. Once you know the pain of trying to possess something, once you know the pain of that, the pain will heal you of possessiveness. You trying to overcome possessiveness is not going to work, because you already tried, isn't it? Obviously you've tried, you failed, and that's why you're asking me. Possess, absolutely. Whether it's your husband or your child or even your home or even your dog, try hard to possess it totally. You will see it'll bring unbearable pain to you. When it brings that kind of pain, it'll cure you. So, why is it that you want to possess? You know, in India or anywhere in the world, if you say somebody is possessed, what it means? The one who is possessed is a victim. But one who possesses, you know who he is? You are just that. When you try to possess, you'll become a devil. No, I love very much. But yes, with good intentions, you will become a devil. That is the problem about possessiveness. Very good intentions. And how do you know devil has no good intentions for you? Who knows? How do you know God has good intentions for you? Only the propaganda says so, but you don't know for sure, isn't it? Yes. If all this is God's making, all that's happening in your life, you don't really know whether He has good intentions for you or not anymore, isn't it? You know for sure? You know for sure? You don't know. And you don't know whether devil has bad intentions for you, you don't know. But one who possesses is usually a devil. So with good intentions, when we said somebody is a devil, we did not question his intention. We only are talking about the result of his action, isn't it? Yes? We are not questioning his intention. A devil of a wind. Maybe the wind is blowing with good intention, but because it's devastating your home, you call it the devil because of the result, isn't it? So if the result that you are bringing about is painful, you are the devil. Your intentions may be good, but the result is painful for somebody around you, then you're a devil. So if you manage to possess, you must be a devil. And these victims who are possessed by something else, they can cause hell of a lot of problem to everybody around them. Have you seen that? So, if I tell you don't possess, you're not going to stop anyway, because this is a very deep-rooted problem. This is not going to go away because of somebody's advice. Please don't possess anybody. It's not going to go away. You may shift your objects of possession from this to that, but the longing or the need to possess is not gone. You may shift your object of possessing from this to that. Because you're wanting to possess something is essentially coming from a certain sense of unfulfilled experience of life, a certain sense of being incomplete. All you are trying to do is fulfill yourself. I want you to understand. You are not trying to be rich. You are not trying to be ambitious. You are not trying to be possessive. The answer is same for greed, for anger, for hatred. You are not trying to be all this. All you're trying to do is somehow find fulfillment. Either by embracing this person, or by killing this person, or by taking what he has, or by taking him. Somehow you want to fulfill yourself because you are unable to bear the incompleteness of who you are. Try hard, it'll not get you anywhere. So all I'm telling you is, you try everything. You try greed, you try possessiveness, you try love, you try lust, you try what you want. If you realize it's not getting you anywhere, you must be sensible enough to shift. If something is not working and you're going on doing the same thing, then you're an idiot beyond redemption, isn't it? Don't listen to my advice. Try something. If it works, go on that path. If it doesn't work, leave the nonsense and try something else, isn't it? And you will see, none of these things will work. All of them will create a sense of as if it's going to work, but they'll deceive you later. Try hard and see. Don't try in a lukewarm way. Try absolutely. If you try absolutely, within 24 hours you will know. If you try off and on in lukewarm ways, it'll take a lifetime to know. Then if there are 24 qualities, you need 24 lifetimes to realize this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. If you try really hard, within 24 hours you will know it doesn't work. Whatever it is, your problem, go all the way into it. You'll see, within 24 hours, this is no good, it will never work. It'll be 100% clear to you. Once it's clear to you, I trust your intelligence. The only thing that I trust is intelligence, because life is intelligence. The tree is blossoming, it is a certain intelligence. The very earth that you walk upon is intelligent, the air that you breathe is intelligent. One way of looking at life is just an explosion of intelligence. What you call it creation and what you refer to as the creator is the ultimate intelligence, isn't it? That's the only thing you can trust right now. And that will function only if you go all the way. If you go like this, It'll give you a false sense of comfort and solace. You can carry on with these stupid things for a whole lifetime. You know it doesn't work, but it's not intense enough. So give yourself absolutely to whatever nonsense you're doing. Very soon, within a day, you will know it doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you realize it doesn't work, I believe you will shift. Am I wrong? Can I believe that you will shift? Something doesn't work and you're sure it doesn't work, you will shift. Fulfillment. Completeness is not going to happen by getting this or getting that. It'll only happen when this piece of life is alive to its core. That the very source of creation in this you have divined. Only when you have touched that, then you find everything is fine. Now you can play life like a football game. You're on when it's on, when you want to switch it off, it's off. Then nothing is a problem.